Today, I'm telling you guys every single true combo in Brawlhalla you need to know. This is part 1 of 2. First part are weapons I'm a bit more confident in. In the next video, there's going to be like weapons I don't play very often, so I'd want help verifying my work and whatnot. So we're going to be going over hammer, lance, axe, sword, spear, bow, and orb. Let's get right into this. First weapon we're going over is hammer. So first combo is D-Light Side Light. This is kind of the go-to combo for building up damage at a low health. If you do it too far stacked, you're not going to hit it. You got to be a bit forward and this will hit every time. What happens when you hit it stacked? Well, here's what you do is D-Light reverse down air. You can either do the forward down air or reverse it. Again, you have to hit the stacked. You can hit this a little bit further if you reverse the down air. If you hit like near perfect stack, then you don't need to reverse it. Then when you've done a little bit of damage, here's the next combo you need to know. D-Light Side Air. This is a very consistent combo. The only thing is sometimes drops like that, but most of the time it will not drop. It only really drops weird sometimes stacked. It's a bit random sometimes, but you should be all good. Just D-Light Side Air. Does 20 damage to Side Air. This is a go-to damage build-up combo on hammer to also get you kills and stage control. By the way, D-Light Down Air still works stacked at lower health. Wow, I'm bad. As you can see here, it actually kills a bit sooner than D-Light Side Air. Just want to point that out. Next, you got one more D-Light follow-up. So this is D-Light Jump, Chase, Dodge, Recovery. If I can actually input it, there we go. Let me get this true now. There we go. Okay, so since this combo is a bit harder to input, I showed the controls on my bottom left. So it's down light, then you jump, then you chase dodge, then you recovery. And it's just a very... Just gotta do it like fast enough to get it true, just like that. And the good thing with this combo is it sets up into a Russian Mafia. So what the Russian Mafia is it's this downlight, jump, chase, dodge, recovery. But then after about like 100 health or so, it sets up into down air pretty solid. It's a cool little like 3-hit combo, especially like later in health. There we go, one dodge frame. So yeah, that is the Russian Mafia. I think the second part of the Russian Mafia is not true. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I'm pretty sure it's not true. I got to one dodge frame there. It's just the Russian Mafia startup. Like this is true and it's consistently true. So this is just a really good option. The only problem with this option compared to Sair or Downer is that Downer does 16 damage and Sair does 20 damage. So if you're looking for damage for the buff, Sair is going to be your best move compared to Recovery, which does 15 damage. One other just little honorable mention. This isn't necessarily always a true combo, but this is the string that you're going to need to know. Dare, jump, recovery, if I'm not bad. Just like that. That's a true combo. It's also a string later on, and it's pretty consistent as a true combo in like white. Often it's not going to be true. Like there, it's 2 dodge frames, but that's totally okay. It's still like a good little string. You just need to know 1 dodge frame. Boom. Okay, next we have Lance. First combo on Lance, Side Light Downer. This is a great damage build-up tool, and it also sets you up into a string. I'm going to mention the string because it is pretty necessary. Side Light Downer into N Light is 1 dodge frame. You can also go into a D Light. I just don't practice the D Light that much. It is a dash down light. It's just as consistent, but you got to practice the input. It's not as easy as the N light. The N light kind of sends further, giving you more like stage control, but the D light can enable for more follow-ups potentially. So you can kind of pick and choose which you want to use more. Next is Side Light Neutral Air. This is a very consistent combo. There is one issue with this combo, so it's kind of weird. When you pick up Side Light, they can actually dodge out of it in a certain direction. So if you pick up the Side Light and you hold straight up, as you can see, I'm holding straight up here, they can actually dodge to the left, and sometimes it isn't true, especially when you get closer to a red health. And the reason because of this is, I don't know if you know this, but see how it picks up with that small hitbox? You can probably dodge to a point where in startup frames of the dodge, you can move out of the way of that first hitbox. So as you can see, if you dodge horizontally, like take a look at this. Even though I don't have my iframes, see how you move out of the way just a little bit. These 2 frames, 1, 2, then I'm dodging. So Side Light Nair, you can technically dodge out of it horizontally. When you pick it up straight like that, to avoid it, you have to go a little bit forward with it. The problem with going a little bit forward is it puts you in slightly a worse position in terms of like not necessarily following up, but for stage control. I like being sometimes a little bit further away, but there isn't like too much downside. As you can see here, see how much it hits in the Orion when you hold forward. It's right in the center of the Orion surf box. No way you're getting out of that. When if you hold straight up, you're not you're on the side. So it's definitely hold a little bit forward with the nair, but then if you hold forward with the nair at an early health, that same dodge out of it, you might be able to dodge down. This is not a true combo, but I need to mention it on Lance. 2 little follow-ups. Side light side air is 1 dodge frame, as well as side light recovery. These are just good kill options. Side light side air or recovery will kill sooner depending on where you are. If you're on the opposite side of the stage, a recovery will kill sooner. If you're closer to a side air will kill sooner. Just go for the follow-up based off what's more optimal. And then one other little combo, or not just one, but a couple I need to mention, are the nair follow-ups. If you hit the back end of Lance nair, you can actually go into a lot of follow-ups true. So like nair Sarah is true, just like that. You can nair dare as well, and then nair recovery. Kind of go for the follow-up depending on how you hit the nair. You can kind of react in the moment based off what you think is the most optimal. It's something you just get a feel for. I personally like to go for this Sarah quite a lot because it's quite an easy input. Next we have axe. First axe combo. This is the most standard axe combo in the world. Side light nair. It works every time unless you pick up the side light too close to stacked. Then it's not going to hit. Side light nair is your go-to follow-up on axe. It sets you up in a really nice advantage state where you can go for like Sairs. You can go for more nairs, the condition. You can go for like a neutral sig on certain characters or down sigs or whatever. It's just really good setup. Speaking of picking that up the wrong way, side light. So if you pick it up stacked, here's your next combo is side light D-light. This is consistent every time you pick it up stacked, as you can see there. It's not stacked, but it's just closer to stacked. This used to be a side light Sarah input. So if you pick it up close to stacked, you can side light Sarah, I believe, at like 1 dodge frame. So if they don't have a dodge and you pick them up like really close to you, side light Sarah might be a better follow-up. If they have a dodge, side light D-light is your go-to follow-up. Okay, last combo on axe you need to know is their D-light. True combo, pretty solid, pretty consistent. Definitely just something you have to practice. If you hit the forward version, it's definitely not true. You have to hit like that reverse version to make it true. Most of the time it's going to be a string, but it's just definitely something worth practicing. Next we have sword. First combo on sword, D-light down air. If you want to hit the down air true, you have to hold diagonally downwards. As you can see, look at my left joystick, okay? I'm holding diagonally down. This is making me move forward while holding down. As you can see here, take a look at this. I'm moving forward, but I can still downlight. So that's kind of like the input you need. Same thing on keyboard. Just hold diagonally downward. So it'd be like S and A or whatever. Next is D-light jump side air. Sometimes you don't have to jump if the D-light drops. Another combo that you're going to want to know is D-light recovery. I also just want to give a little mention. D-light dare into like these GC N lights and stuff. They are true combos, but they're not like super consistent. So D-light dare into N light or D-light dare into recovery is also a true combo. These are just hard to hit true consistently, especially like in game and whatnot. Now we have spear. So first combo is Sarah N light. I believe you need 6 dexterity for this combo. The majority of your next combos are going to come out of D-light. So as you saw there, D-light side air is a true combo. D-light Sarah is just your first little D-light follow-up. What you can also do outside of D-light is a D-light into an instant jump recovery. This one is a bit harder to input. As you can see there, I hit it to 4 dodge frames. The good thing with this input is it kills sooner off the top than a Sarah does towards the side. So if you're trying to kill as soon as possible, this jump recovery is your way to go. Just learn that recovery and the Sarah follow-ups. These are like the essentials of spear. The only other thing I just really want to mention is if you take a dodge. So for instance, let's say these spot dodges, you can actually double D-light and it's confirmed. So if your opponent does not have a dodge, you go D-light, gravity cancel D-light, and then you can get that Sarah or recovery follow-up. And that's just like a need to know string on spear. Next we have bow. So this is not a true combo, but this is just something you need to know. Side light D-light. If you're not bad like me, you can get 1 dodge frame, very consistent. So yeah, side light D-light, 1 dodge frame. Just gotta be kind of fast on it and just practice that input. Like there, I just got it 3 times in a row. Now let's talk about the combos you need to know. So first, D-light side air, very easy setup combo. I don't think it quite works if you hit it like too close to D-light, as you can see there. But from further away, this is just like a really nice setup, kind of super solid option. Speaking of super solid options, so we talked about D-light Sarah. There's also D-light recovery. This puts you in an even better advantage state because they're kind of like above you and you can kind of keep going. One more, there's D-light neutral light, which is also consistent. They all have their own reasons. Like N-light kind of sets up a bit better in 2 strings. So N-light, Sarah, recovery are your 3 go-to options on D-Light. There is one more that leads into even more damage. So if you pick up the D-Light closer to stack, you can D-Light down air, and this sets you up for a neutral light that is true on higher dexterity. I forget the exact amount of dex, but I know on like Vector's one dodge frame when I was testing, when it's like closer stacked, you D-Light there. It's just like super solid option. But see how sometimes it drops? It's not the most consistent in the world. It's a spacing specific thing that you're just gonna have to learn and practice when playing your games. Orb has a lot of niche combos. Like, I'm not gonna be going over even like Sarah Enlight. It's one dodge frame consistently, but it's pretty hard to get true consistently in a match. So we're not gonna be going over those niche combos. These are strictly true combos you need to know. So first combo, this is the most basic combo on Orb, side light D-Light. The purpose of this combo is it's a good setup tool into more strings. So you can go side light D-Light, nair, sider, and that's like a little 4-hit. The nair is 2 dodge frames. The Sair, you can get down to 3 dodge frames, but it's consistently 4. So yeah, side light D-Light is just like a little go-to thing. Next, your downlight is a true combo starter. So you got D-Light neutral air. This is very consistent. This is something I'd go for in lower health because D-Light has variable force. So later on in health, let's talk about our next combo, D-Light jump side air. This is just also consistent later on in health. Sometimes you don't need to jump, but I jump pretty consistently. It's just because it's more consistent than not jumping. And I'm not trying to predict the exact damage of a color. So yeah, D-Light side air is just like a really solid option on Orb. And then one more is side light side air. This is consistent. The only thing you have to really watch out for is the timing of it. See how I'm getting it to 1 dodge frame? It is like a 1 or 2 frame input. It's pretty tight, so just practice the timing. And those are basically the only 4 combos you need to know. Everyone, that's part 1 of the 2 parts of every true combo you need to know in Brawlhalla. Thanks for watching. If you got to this point, check out my other videos. There's going to be a link on the screen. Hopefully a video is appearing that you're interested in. I hope you enjoy watching that. Thanks for watching this. Subscribe for part 2 and like this video, and I'll make a part 2 sooner. Thanks again, and I'll see you later. Peace.